You're walking through tall grass on the African savanna, 200,000 years ago. The light is dropping fast. Somewhere ahead, low in the grass, two eyes catch the last of it. Not a modern lion's eyes. Something bigger. Cave lions of this era could run 5–10% larger than any lion alive today, some pushing past 300 kilograms. You have no gun, no knife made of steel. You have a sharpened stick and the 3 or 4 people standing next to you. That's it. That's the entire arsenal our species had for most of its existence. So how did soft, slow, clawless apes survive on a planet crawling with animals built specifically to kill things like us? Cave lions. Cave bears. Hyenas the size of modern lions. Saber-toothed cats with fangs built to punch through hide an inch thick. No fangs of our own. No claws. No fur worth mentioning. And somehow, we're the ones still here. So, how did ancient humans actually pull this off? Start with the weapon nobody expects. In 1994, archaeologist Hartmut Theme was excavating a coal mine near Schningen, Germany, when he pulled 10 wooden spears out of the ground. They're between 300,000 and 337,000 years old, carved from spruce, balanced like a modern javelin, and shaped so precisely that researchers using CT scans found the makers had debarked, seasoned, and sanded the wood before use. This wasn't a caveman grabbing a stick. This was engineering. Here's where it gets strange though. Some of those Schningen sticks weren't spears at all. They were shorter, double-pointed throwing sticks, light enough for a child to use. Researchers at the University of Reading concluded these lighter weapons meant hunting wasn't just for the strongest adult male. It was a whole community operation, kids included. Everyone assumes early humans outmuscled dangerous animals. They didn't. They out-organized them. So what changed the odds even further? Fire. In 2026, researchers led by Leora Kolska-Horwitz at Wonderwork Cave in South Africa, using a new bone analysis technique, dated fire use inside that cave to as far back as 79 million years ago. Burnt bones found more than 30 meters underground, far past where any wildfire could reach. That means something was carrying flame, deliberately, into total darkness. One controlled fire at a cave mouth didn't just mean warmth. It meant no predator, however large, was walking past it uninvited. So what happens when spears and fire still aren't enough to close the distance? You run. Not fast. Humans are embarrassingly slow. A healthy adult topping out around 15 miles an hour, compared to a lion's 50. But slow was never the point. Harvard biologist Daniel Lieberman has spent decades documenting the physiology behind something called persistence hunting. Humans carry roughly 2 to 4 million sweat glands across bare skin, letting us cool down while running. Four-legged predators can't. They pant. And panting doesn't work at a gallop. So while a lion overheats in minutes, a human tracker can keep moving for hours in the exact same heat. Modern trackers in the Kalahari have run prey to total collapse over distances up to 35 kilometers, in chases lasting more than 3 hours. The twist? We weren't built to fight predators. We were built to outlast them. And that leads to the sharpest weapon of all, one that leaves no bones, no scars, no fossils to dig up. In January 2026, researchers led by Justin Bradfield and Marlies Lombard published findings on 60,000-year-old quartz arrow tips from Umlatuzana rock shelter in South Africa. Chemical analysis found residue from Buphone disticha, a toxic bulb plant still used by hunters in the region today. That pushed the confirmed use of poison weapons back more than 50,000 years earlier than any prior evidence on Earth. A wound that wouldn't kill a lion outright would, over the following hours, kill it anyway. Everyone pictures the hero standing over the dead predator with a spear raised. The real picture is quieter. A small scratch, a plant nobody else recognized as dangerous, and hours of waiting. So the fire kept things out. The spears kept things at a distance. The running wore them down. The poison finished what all three started. But none of that explains the actual number that should terrify you most. A single human, alone, loses to almost every predator on that list. Every single time. So what was the real weapon? Each other. Every piece of evidence, the spear built for a child's hand, the fire someone had to carry and tend and never let die, the tracking passed down for generations, the plant knowledge one person taught another around that same fire, required more than one person to survive to the next generation. A lone human with a spear is a snack. 40 humans with a plan are the most dangerous thing on the continent. You're back in that grass, 200,000 years ago, and the eyes in the dark are still there. But now you know what you didn't before. You're not alone out here, and you were never supposed to be. There's a fire behind you that someone else is tending. There are 3 other people beside you holding the same kind of spear. Somewhere in the group is the one person who knows exactly which plant kills slowly and which one just stings. We didn't outrun the cave lion. We didn't outmuscle it. We just made sure it was never really us against it. It was always us. Together. against everything. And maybe that's the part we've quietly lost since then. We survived every predator that ever hunted us. And the only thing that ever came close to finishing the job was learning to survive alone.